Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to episode number 7. Year number 7 of the New England Patriots 10-year rebuild. In the last episode, we won the Super Bowl for the first time in the series, for the first time in the rebuild. So now we can officially count this as a successful rebuild. We did the job. We rebuilt the team and we won a Super Bowl. And to even put more icing on top of the cake, we did it against the Washington Commanders, who previously had beaten us in the Super Bowl. But not only that, we got our revenge on the Commanders. We beat our former quarterback, Mac Jones, who plays for the Commanders now, who won the Super Bowl against us in that previous game. But now we come back and we beat him in the Super Bowl. So that's even better. So we won a Super Bowl. We count this as a successful rebuild. We beat the team that beat us previously, and we beat our former quarterback who beat us previously. So all things considered, this is a W of a rebuild. Now, obviously, we're not done yet. We still got this season, and then season 8, season 9, and then season 10. So we got 4 seasons left to go, including this one, to try and win even more Super Bowls. I'm hoping 4 more. So I'm hoping that we can go and win all these Super Bowls and win a total of, 5? Would that be 5 Super Bowls? We won one in season 6, season 7, season 8, season 9, season 10. Yeah, it'd be 5 more Super Bowls, or 4 more Super Bowls to add and make a total of 5 for the series. So we got 10 seasons and win 5 Super Bowls. That's the goal. Obviously, it's probably not going to happen, but you never know. This team's pretty good. Let's get into the video. Let's recap what happened with the team and get into simulating. So I hope you guys go and enjoy. If you do, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's get right to it. Okay, so we open up Season 7 with the Cleveland Browns. We're a 92 offense, 92 defense, 92 overall. 92 is across the board. This is what the team is looking like headed into year number 7. We have Superstar X Factor, Dakota Plummer, the Plumber Man, Super Bowl champion quarterback, the new GOAT, baby GOAT, Dakota Plummer. We've also got J.K. Dobbins, who's a 94 overall, 93 with is a base 93, but he's a 94 with the morale. We've got Dickie Guyton, we've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. We've got Jamison Williams. Pat Freiermuth is an X factor. Our offensive line looks amazing right now. We are the defending champs. On defense, we've got Will Anderson Jr. We've got Nick Bolton. Micah Parsons is a 98, 99 with the morale boost. X factor, we've got Jeremy Chin. We drafted Trainer. We drafted Rivera. Pearman's still here. Zach Harrison. We traded for Matthews. Who's this guy? Andrew Matthews. That's right. We traded for him. We've got Trent McDuffie, Nick Bosa, Jordan Battle. We've got a really good team. So we're going to start simulating. I'll see you guys at the halfway point, and let's try to defend this Super Bowl championship. Let's do it. We are at the midway point of the season. We're 4-3, right behind the Buffalo Bills, who we happen to play this week. What's going on with the stats? Why are we not dominating? Plummer leads the league in passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So it's not really him. It must be our defense that's the problem. Seems like Josh Weber's getting most of the touchdowns, but JK's getting the carries. Dickie Guyton's getting a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns. Okay, so the ball's being spread out. It's not the offense, I don't think, is the problem. Doesn't seem like it, at least. The defense is probably what's costing us wins. Micah Parsons got 7.5 sacks. Nick Bosa's got 6.5. Man, we got some studs pass rushing. Jordan Battle's got 2 interceptions. If you guys have 1. But what's going on? Why are we losing games? Why are we losing games? What's going on defense? Points allowed. We have allowed how many points this season? We've allowed 189. We've allowed 23 sacks, 2 fumbles, 5 interceptions. Or we've gotten 23 sacks. We're not doing that bad on defense, really. Like, these numbers through the first half of the season are okay. They're not great, obviously. Could be better. But we're not doing bad. I mean, we're 4-3. It's not horrible. The Bills just happen to be a little bit better. I've taken a look at college players. I'm not impressed with this draft class, if we're being truly honest. I have 2 first-round picks, I think, or maybe 3. I know for a fact I have 2. But I'm not super impressed by this draft class. There's not, like, one guy that we need to get. There's not a generational guy, I don't think. Not that I've seen. There's no Dickie Guyton in this class. But I'm not super impressed with this draft class. I've added a couple of tight ends that I think could be really good to, like, the favorites board. But other than that, there's not really anybody that I'm super, super blown away by, like I have to go out and get. We have $63 million in cap room. We have a lot of guys that we need to bring back. Wow, a lot of guys. A lot of guys we got to bring back. Okay, so let's start by bringing back... Who's the guy that we absolutely have to bring back? Probably Kermonte Lawrence is a guy that needs to come back. Cole Strange needs to come back. He's not going to cost... Let's just get Cole Strange out of the way right now because he's not going to cost us much money. So let's go player-friendly 2-year deal for Cole Strange. He's coming back. All right, so Cole Strange is back. Andrew Thomas doesn't necessarily need to come back. We could find a left tackle of the same value, maybe even a little bit cheaper. Andrew Matthews, I would like to have back. He's going to come back. So that's $49 million. I got to be careful because I got to try to choose the guys that I want to bring back. Player-friendly contract for Pat Freiermuth is going to come back. $36 million. Jeremy Chin I would like to have. I think he's going to be a good player. He's coming back. So we have $22 million. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to cost us a lot. Zion Johnson, I think, needs to come back. He's going to come back. Okay. So we have $10 million in money, and we need to figure out where we can spend it at. These guys down here don't really matter. They're not going to come back. Vernon McCree, wouldn't mind having him back. He's a solid corner for us. Jose Samuels, probably not worth it. I mean, look at that money we'd have to pay him. We don't have that money. The rest of these guys are kind of expendable. Amon-Ra St. Brown could get traded. Kermonte could get traded. I'd like to bring back Kermonte, though. Zach Harrison's really good, but we have Nick Bosa, and we just re-signed Matthews, so we've got pass rushers. Man, let's take a look at what the market is for a guy like Andrew Thomas, because he could get traded. There's probably guys out there at left tackle position that are equal value to Andrew Thomas, or even better, probably. So let's go and let's do the offers. What can we get for him? We can get some pretty high overall guys, but obviously if I'm going to trade Andrew Thomas, I'm going to trade him for a tackle. Although, wow, okay, there's some really good receivers we can get. There's Ike Ekwonu, and we can get a 2nd round and a 6th round. Okay. We can get George Pickens. There's some really good receivers we can get. Deontay Johnson, obviously. We could get... I saw Garrett Wilson. A.J. Brown, but he's probably older at this point. Drake London would be cool. Gabe Davis. I like this one from the Panthers, but the question is, if we trade, we could trade Amon-Ra St. Brown for Ike Ekwonu, right? We could basically just swap them. What's your contract like? I don't want to trade for you if your contract is up. Your contract, you've got 4 years left, so you're locked down. You are locked up. There's no trade packages for Ike Ekwonu. Okay. So we'll remove him from the trade. Okay, so let's go to the Jets and trade for Garrett Wilson, or at least throw him into the deal. Get offers for Garrett Wilson. Amon-Ra and Vernon McCree, which I don't want to do. A 1st and a 2nd. So that's very reasonable. Those are very reasonable trades. But if we trade Andrew Thomas for Ike Ekwonu, that gets us a left tackle replacement who's locked up for a while, and we get an extra couple draft picks. We get a 2nd round pick and a 6th round pick from 2030. So I'm going to do this deal. Andrew Thomas moves out the door. We get Ike Ekwonu to be our new left tackle. He's locked up for 4 more years. so we don't have to worry about paying him. And he's the same star development. He's a year younger, or he's a few years younger, maybe. Okay, we just signed Zion Johnson to a new contract. We signed Cole Strange to a new contract. The offensive line's good. These guys are on rookie deals, Petty and Homan. I like the way that the offense is looking now. We just got to figure out what we want to do with Amon-Ra St. Brown. If I could trade Amon-Ra for 2 good wide receivers and then replace, like, that'd be awesome. So let's try and do that. Let's try and trade Amon-Ra St. Brown for 2 really good wide receivers. Maybe not as good of value, but as you can see, we don't have a lot of depth. So maybe not as good of, like, overall potential. But if we could get, I don't know, like a Tyler Boyd, Christian Watkins combination would be good. We might even be able to get a draft pick out of that, too. Cortland Sutton, okay. I'm thinking 2 mid to high 80s is kind of the area I'm looking for right now with these guys. Jalen, the Dolphins, talking about no wide receiver depth. All the Dolphins have is Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. The Eagles have AJ Brown. He's only 31. I guess I thought he'd be a little bit older than that. The Falcons have Chris Olave and Calvin Ridley, but Calvin Ridley's 33. There's Debo. Debo's 32. DK's over in the San Francisco now. Kadarius Toney, Jacoby Myers. Jason Meredith is a young guy, but it's not KJ Hamler. Who's this Jackson or Jason Meredith? Oh, he's only normal development. I was hoping he'd be a little bit more than that. There's Garrett Wilson, De'Ami Brown, Gabe Davis, Chester Vincent. Who's Chester Vincent? Ooh, X Factor wide receiver. Now you have my attention. And Nick Bowe. Okay. Chester Vincent, 6'2", 210, 23 years old, 89 speed, 94 excel, 96 catching with the +5. Good route runner. Good change of direction. Okay, this guy's got my attention. Can we get the both of these guys? I don't know how much they value Chester Vincent, but if I could throw in a 3rd-round pick in 2029, Amon-Ra for the both of these guys in a draft pick, okay, they value him very highly. They value okay, never mind. We'll move on. I didn't realize they valued Chester Vincent so highly, but they do. They do. We're probably not going to get anybody that's superstar X Factor, but he was intriguing to me. Enrique Stark is a star development receiver. Demarius Kellum, no. DJ Moore's 31 years old, but he's costing too much money. Paul Duncan, look at this man's dome. This man's got a crazy dome. There's Jordan Addison. 2 solid receivers plus a 3rd-round pick or a 2nd-round pick for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Trade offer is accepted. So Amon-Ra goes to the Raiders. We get Paul Duncan and Jordan Addison and a 2nd-round pick this year. So we get an extra receiver to fill in for depth. Now we have to cut somebody. Who's the player that we need to cut? Connor Harris. Sure, you can get cut, my guy. Sorry. Sorry about your luck, big boy. But we add a star development receiver in Paul, what was his name? Paul McCartney? Paul Duncan. And then we add Jordan Addison, who could be good. So now we have 4 receivers that I trust. Okay. And we got that extra draft pick. Maybe I could have got a first. I don't know. I should have offered a first or threw in a first before I accepted the trade. Negotiations now are just Cormonte Lawrence and Zach Harrison until we go more weeks. I want to bring back Vernon McCree, but we don't have any more money. We're out of cap space. Okay. Well, we'll have to figure all that out at the end of the season. It's time to simulate to the playoffs. Hopefully we're involved in the playoffs because we are the defending Super Bowl champions. So let's go and figure that out. I'll see you guys then. Okay, we made the playoffs. We are here in Wild Card Weekend, Super Wild Card Weekend. 12-5. We won the division pretty handily. The Bills were 9-8, but I guess the division or the rest of the AFC was just really, really good. We finished as the 2 seed. Zach Harrison's doing really well. I'm glad I didn't trade him. And we will see how we do in the playoffs. I'm kind of upset that we have to go through the wild card to win the Super Bowl, but the Colts just happen to be a little bit better than us. They got the 1 seed. Let's take a look at stats, see how the Plumber Man did. and the rest of the team. So he finished 21st in the NFL in passing yards, which is 4,400. He had 38 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Really good season for him. I'd like to see those interception numbers drop a little bit more, but still, pretty good season. Rushing yards, 1,200 for JK, 9 touchdowns. Receiving, Richard Guyton, Dickie Guyton got 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Jameson Williams got 11 touchdowns, 800 yards. Paul McCartney Duncan got 578 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jordan Addison got a few yards. Freiermuth got a few yards. Defensively, 114 tackles for Camonte Lawrence. We got to bring him back, right? We got to find a way to bring him back, free up some money. 19 sacks for Micah Parsons is just insane. 15.5 for Zach Harrison, 11 for Nick Bosa. I'm hoping that Andrew Matthews fills the Zach Harrison role because I don't think we're going to have enough money to bring back both Camonte Lawrence and Zach Harrison unless I absolutely just trade a bunch of bad contracts, which I could, but I don't know if that's going to be a possibility or not. All right, we've got playoff football starting with the wild card. Let's get down to business, baby. Let's win this game against the Raiders and move on. Defend our Super Bowl. I'll see you guys in the game.
The NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wild Card Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Raiders and the Pats. All that and more coming up next.
It's a site that has seen more than its fair share of great playoff memories the last few decades, and more could be in store as we've got playoff football again at sold-out Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season to get to the playoffs. Intensity level will be off the charts.
Let's get you into the action here as we pick things up early in the first quarter.
All right, we're going to jump in and play the first drive of the game. I don't usually jump in on the first drive of the game, but I want to get a feel for this new look offense with Paul McCartney Duncan in the game. Maybe he becomes a big-time weapon for us. We never know, but we do have Dickie Guyton, and when you have Dickie Guyton, I mean, look at the routes that he runs. Dickie Guyton is the generational receiver that we always knew he could be, and that's going to be a touchdown right off the bat. So, I mean, who needs Paul McCartney Duncan when you have Richard Guyton? Give me that dick. Give me that Dickie Guyton, baby. Easy. Light work. We're going to skip some moments. Don't need to pee in here. This is not a fair matchup for the Raiders. The Raiders. We're going to keep on moving. 21-3. Our defense is just elite. We've got Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa. Really good team. Oh, but the Raiders are fighting back. The Raiders are fighting back. We get another point. Make it 31-17, 38-17. Yeah, I think this one's basically over. Ooh, I don't want to kick the field goal. Nope. Don't want to kick no field goals. Just play the key moments for me. There we go, and it's 41-31. This game is over. We move on to the divisional round of the playoffs. The defending Super Bowl champions keep their season alive in the playoffs. 437 yards and 5 touchdowns for the Plumber Man is amazing. Look at these numbers. Dakota Plummer having a fantastic season. Perfect passer rating, 400-plus yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a chef's kiss season right there. JK had a good game. Dickie Guyton had a good game, 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns for Jameson Williams, 1 for Freiermuth. 10 tackles for Nick Bolton, 2 sacks for Micah Parsons. He's just an animal, man. He's an absolute animal. No interceptions, but we didn't need to. And that is going to be 41-31. I'll see you guys in the divisional round.
Madden football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Patriots, and it's all up next.
It's a site that has seen more than its fair share of great playoff memories the last few decades, and more could be in store as we've got playoff football again at sold-out Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Coming up, it's divisional round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And it looks like the New England offense is ready to go. They've got the football.
All right, we've got another home game against the Bengals. This is the divisional round. Let's see what we can do. Can we get her done? That's going to be Freiermuth wide open. Big time gain. The Plumber man, Dakota Plummer with a huge catch. I kind of want to just heave one to... oh, there's Paul McCartney Duncan. I kind of want to just heave one to Dickie Guyton, but this seems to be working too, so I might as well not go away from it. There it is. There's the heave that I wanted. He finally got press coverage, and he beat his man easily. And that's Dickie Guyton, man. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. And now we continue to move forward. The Bengals have a good offense, though. They still have Joe Burrow, still have Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon. So this is going to be a good battle. It seems like we're ahead right now, 14-7. Keep it alive. 16-7. We must have got some sort of safety or something. 23-13 now. 23-14. Okay. We've got about a minute and 13 to go left in the second quarter. There's Freiermuth. He's open. Good job. 238 yards and 3 touchdowns, man. He's just the Plummer man. He's just a different animal. Dakota Plummer. Dickie won again. No surprise there. It's a cheat code with Dickie Guyton, man. It's an absolute cheat code. He's so good. He's got to be one of the best players I've ever drafted. Him, Trent Favors are two of the best players I've ever drafted in Madden. He's such a stud. The Bengals did score 2 before the half, so that's crazy. All right, the Bengals are fighting. The Bengals have taken the lead. There we go. We get it back, 38-31. Actually, I don't want to hold on to this lead. I was hoping that we'd be more in scoring position. Keep it going. Now we're in the red zone. X Factor's activated for Dakota Plummer. It is first down and 10. Give this to JK. JK's going nowhere. That's the final timeout. This game's probably over now because we can kick a field goal or score a touchdown. We can kick a field goal or score a touchdown, and this one's over. Throw on the run. Have that man Sampson right there. 434 yards and 5 touchdowns again. That's back-to-back. 400-plus yard games and 5 touchdowns. Dakota Plummer is the real deal. He is the baby goat. Dobbins can't get the first down. That's insane. That's insane that JK couldn't get that first down. You know what? Take control, kick the field goal, go up by 10 points. I don't want to play the moment. Skip it, kick the field goal, do what you need to do. There you go, 41. Oh, wow. The Bengals have a good offense. They just got the ball again, but we're going to the AFC title game. We hold on and survive the Cincinnati Bengals. That was a crazy game. The Bengals offense really did not want to go down. But another great game from Dakota Plummer. Another almost perfect passer rating. 24-32, 434 yards, 5 touchdowns. Again, no interceptions. He's got over 800 yards, maybe even 900 yards. 10 touchdowns, no interceptions in the playoffs. That's a fantastic game right now. Dickie Guyton, 210 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's just a cheat code. He is a freaking cheat code. 2 sacks for Bosa, 1 for Matthews. And this team is going to the AFC title game, maybe to play the Colts. I don't know. I'll have to wait and find out. I'll see you guys at the AFC title game.
It's time for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Indianapolis. It's the Patriots and the Colts, next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
Now we'll see what this offense can do as they'll get their first shot here with...
All right, we are in the AFC Championship game, and we are playing the Colts. It's a 1 versus 2 matchup in the AFC. They are the reason we are not the 1 seed, but they don't have Dickie Guyton on their team. And he broke a tackle. Dickie Guyton down the field. He's going to go one play to the house. God, he's a GOAT. He's so good. Dickie Guyton. Breaking the tackle and taking it to the house. One play. Touchdown. I love me Dickie. I love it. Love me some Dickie. God, he's so good sometimes, man. That's 3 straight playoff games he's gotten one of those touchdowns. We score another touchdown. It's 14-7. We are on the road in the Hoosier Dome. No, it's Lucas Oil Stadium. But we are on the road at the Colts house. It is now 21-7. Our defense has held Trevor Lawrence. Remember, this is Trevor Lawrence-led Colts team, so that we've held Trevor Lawrence and Jonathan Taylor in check. We score another touchdown. It's 28-7 now. The boys are taking control. You know what? 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 5. Let's jump in. Let's jump in and see if we can get another touchdown here. Gotta be Freiermuth. Gotta be looking Freiermuth the entire way. It is Freiermuth. It's a big-time play. 252 and a touchdown, so it seems like it hasn't been Dickey that's been scoring, or it hasn't been Plummer that's been throwing the touchdowns this game. It's been maybe JK that's been doing it. I don't even know. I got to check down. I couldn't check down. They brought the Vita Vea Blitz. Well, not Vita Vea Blitz. They just brought pressure, and I got sacked. I didn't have anybody there. Well, I had Freiermuth, but I didn't have a chance to get it to him in time. That would have been a touchdown. They want us to run the ball. I don't want to run the ball. I want to throw a touchdown to somebody. This is the same play I just got sacked on. Sampson from the 1. Good job. I could go QB sneak. That's usually the ideal move. But we might as well try to add to the stats in the postseason for Dakota Plummer. We're going to Paul McCartney Duncan here. It's going to be intercepted. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I should have jumped in, really. I did not see that coming. I'm sorry, Dakota. I didn't mean to ruin your perfect streak of no interceptions. But we are going back to the Super Bowl. Wait, so this is 3 Super Bowl appearances in 4 seasons, right? Because we lost to the Commanders, we didn't make the playoffs, then we won the Super Bowl, and now we're in the Super Bowl again. So yeah, 3 Super Bowl appearances in 4 seasons is crazy. Dakota didn't have a great game this one. He didn't need to. That interception's my fault, not his fault. 260 yards and a touchdown. JK and Josh Weber got the touchdowns. Okay, interesting. Duncan, 60. Okay. Very interesting stat line in this game. It looks like it was just kind of a grinded out kind of score when you need to. kind of game. A sack for Parsons and Bosa, interception for Trent McDuffie, but it doesn't matter because we got the win and we're going to the Super Bowl. I don't know who we're playing against. Maybe the Eagles, maybe the Commanders again. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll see you guys in the Super Bowl.
Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Hawks, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion New England Patriots taking on the NFC champions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, even with all the games we have broadcast together over the years, partner, seems like every time we see something new and kind of get that feeling we might get something unique here in this one as well.
No two games are ever really the same, are they, Brandon? Because there's always a couple little details, standout performances, big plays that help set each game apart. That makes every one of them a part of.
And we drop you in here under the lights. First drive of the contest.
All right, we are here in the Super Bowl. We're taking on the Seahawks. It is reminiscent of the Super Bowl that the Seahawks lost to the Patriots back in 2014 when they should have ran the football, but they chose to pass it at the goal line, intercepted by Malcolm Butler, Patriot legend. But these are completely different squads that we are working with here. Both teams, this is no Legion of Boom for the Seahawks. This is no Tom Brady-led Patriots team. But we are Plumma-led Patriots team. And Dickie Guyton. We are led by Dickie. That's going to be Paul McCartney Duncan. Big-time first down catch. Under seams. This should be good enough. Go up and get it, Dickie. Intercepted. Wow. Intercepted. And for the first time in this playoff run, we do not start off with a touchdown in the first moments of the game. All right, we'll let the CPU take over, control a little bit of the game, see if they can play better than I played. All right, we start with a 3-point lead. That's good. 6-point lead. We can only score field goals right now. There's a safety. And now it's a field goal, 11-7. This is a weird scoring Super Bowl. Come on, stop the Seahawks. We allowed a field goal. It's 11-10. That's a scoregami if I've ever heard of one. Kick the field goal. We can only kick field goals, it seems like. 14-10. We're into the fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, and the Seahawks actually just took the lead. Another field goal to tie the game. Man, we can only get field goals here against the Seahawks. That's a little scary. It's 17-17. Are we going to go to overtime in the Super Bowl? Patriots are no stranger to overtime in the Super Bowl, beating the Falcons all those years ago. We'll see what we can do here. Throw that down. That's Paul McCartney Duncan. We got to keep it moving. Got to get into field goal range here. It's 3rd and 1. I don't know where to go with the football, and it's intercepted. I didn't know where to go with the football. I really didn't. We're going to lose the Super Bowl on that play. I guarantee it. I didn't know where to go with it. The Seahawks win the Super Bowl. They kick the field goal. I didn't know where to go with the football there. The levels concept was not the right move. Plus, I got hit on the throw, so it already was an inaccurate pass. We make it back to the Super Bowl. We couldn't defend our title. That Seahawks team was good. We could not score touchdowns against them. The defense was stopping us. We were only allowed to kick field goals. We were only able to kick field goals against them. They were a really good football team. And the Seahawks get their revenge against the Patriots. They squashed that demon. Congratulations to them. I don't want to watch the celebration. That's tough, man. That's tough. Dakota Plummer is now 1-3 in Super Bowl games. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's a rough stat line for Plummer. Pat Frymuth at 122 yards. 2 sacks from Parsons, from Bosa. Anderson had 1. We picked off the guy one time with William Bussey, but that's a tough way to lose. That was a tough game. I can't even really be mad at that. The Seahawks defense was unstoppable, and they allowed us to only kick field goals, man. That's how you win a football game right there. You can't win a football game on field goals. And the Seahawks did, especially in the Super Bowl. Congratulations to them, but we just got to get better. We just got to get better, play better, and that's what the offseason's for. So I'll see you guys in the offseason. Okay, so season recap. We are falling to the Seahawks. That's a tough way to lose, but we fall to them. Micah Parsons wins the Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Burrow's your MVP. Nobody else of note for us wins anything. So we got a Defensive Player of the Year with Micah Parsons, which is pretty much guarantee when you have Micah Parsons on your team. He's an absolute animal. And now we get into the offseason, the most important season, because we're coming off of a Super Bowl loss. Last time we came off a Super Bowl loss, we didn't even make the playoffs the next season. So we've got to figure out what we need to do. Retirements, we have negative $26 million in money. Laramie Tunsil retires. TJ Watt retires. Alvin Kamara retires. Tyrann Mathieu, Shaq Mason, Jonathan Allen, Ronnie Stanley, Tyreek Hill, Vita Vea, who we just played in the championship game, Damian Harris, former Patriot. Wow, some big names. Pretty good Hall of Fame class. Jameis Winston retires. Not on a team. Russell Wilson after 17 years. 2 coaches retire. Andy Reid. I still can't believe Andy Reid was in the league still. I thought he retired by now. What a crazy Hall of Fame class. You're going to have TJ Watt, maybe Alvin Kamara, Tyrann Mathieu, Shaq Mason maybe, Jonathan Allen maybe. I don't even know who. Tyreek Hill probably. That's going to be a crazy Hall of Fame class in 5 years. But we've got to figure out what we want to do here. We have no money, and we need to re-sign either Cormonte Lawrence or Zach Harrison, or even Jamie Carmichael. Both of those guys are pretty good. If we don't re-sign any of them, what does the team look like? What does the team look like if we don't re-sign any of them? The offense is fine, but on defense, so I'll have to give back Rivera his star development, Ronnie Hickman star development, Anderson, superstar. I hate that they dropped them guys down. Stupid. Same with Jeremy Chin too. But if we don't re-sign Cormonte Lawrence, we lose a great backup linebacker. If we don't re-sign Zach Harrison, we still have Matthews, which I don't hate, but Zach Harrison's a really good player. And then who else is it? It's Carmichael, Jamie Carmichael. So we lose another backup outside linebacker. So we're losing 2 backup linebackers and Zach Harrison, who's now a backup because we have Matthews starting. So it's not the end of the world if we don't re-sign those guys. I guess we could trade them to try to get some sort of value out of them. Try to maybe free up whatever money we have, which is also a possibility. So let's find Cormonte Lawrence. I do hate that we have to trade him away, and we may only be able to trade him for draft picks. Although, can I get Brian Brees? No, I didn't think I could because of the cap issue, but we might be able to only trade for draft picks here. But Cormonte Lawrence is so good that we probably can be able to get a top pick for him, and we can't even do that. So we're not going to be able to trade these guys because we have so little cap space, or we have so much negative cap money that we're not going to be able to afford anything. We're just going to have to let these guys walk. Ah, that's brutal. I thought we'd at least be able to get somebody for them. Or something for them. But we're going to have to let those guys go to free agency. We have no money to re-sign them. We can't do anything about it. We can't sign any free agents. There are some really good free agents in here. Nathan Barkley, left guard, superstar development. Would be awesome to have. We can move him to right guard or something. What's the team salaries looking like? Why do we have so much negative money? We're paying Nick Bosa. We're paying Dakota Plummer. We're obviously paying Richard Guyton. We're paying Will Anderson. We're paying a lot of guys a lot of money. And Micah Parsons' contract is up next season. That's a little terrifying. We have Dakota Plummer locked up for 2 more seasons. This is going to get interesting. This is going to get interesting, that is for sure. Jameson Williams' contract is up. We're going to have to pay a lot of money next season to a lot of important guys. But we're just going to move on. We can't sign anybody. I'm not going to trade anybody away. This team was just in the Super Bowl back-to-back seasons. We're not going to trade anybody away. We're just going to have to rely on the draft. Going to have to rely on my draft knowledge. Yikes. Okay. I'll take a look at all the draft stuff a little bit later once it's all figured out, because we still have the mock draft number 5 too. I don't even know what our draft picks are going to be. We have fifth-year options. Eddie Petty's fifth-year option. He'll be looking for a new deal next offseason. Yeah, pick it up. Pick up his fifth-year option. I don't want to pay him. I don't want to pay him next season because we're going to have to pay Micah Parsons. So I'd rather just pick up the fifth-year option and then pay him the year after we lock up Parsons and Jameson Williams and all those guys. So now we have mock draft number 5 that's loading in. Let's take a look at the mock draft. So where are our picks? The Rams have the number 1 pick. Our highest pick is pick number 19, and then we have pick number 25 and pick 31. So we have 3 first-round picks. But I don't think any of these players are really that great. I took a look at some of them, and I don't think that they're that amazing. I mean, I found a couple good tight ends that I think could be pretty decent, but other than that, like I mentioned at the beginning, I don't think that this draft class is that great. Let me take a look at these tight ends again. They're 50-50. I definitely want to put them on the scouting because I definitely want to scout these guys. Dakota Turner and Matthew Harrington. They both look really, really solid. But other than that, maybe we go to the middle linebacker spot, or at least linebacker in general. Is there a linebacker later on down the board that looks good? Garrett Zimmer. Garrett Zimmer has solid speed. He doesn't look amazing. Is there anybody later on? No, there's not really anybody later on in the middle linebacker spot. What about left outside? This guy, Jaden Henson. He's a pass coverage guy. He's got he's got elite acceleration, so he gets to his spot really quickly. Gets to his top speed. D finesse moves kind of worries me. He's a good athlete. We could draft him just based on that. There's not really a ton of great options in this draft class. Like I said, I'm not really impressed by this. I'm not really that impressed by this draft class. You got Sammy Landry, who's got good physicals, really good physicals. F power moves. He's a pass coverage archetype. Sammy Landry doesn't look too bad. You know what? We are going to do Sammy Landry and our 2 favorites, which are the tight ends. I want to figure out these guys. So let's do those guys. Sure. Yep. Sammy Landry. He looks okay. He could be good. We've got 3 first-round picks. 3 first-round picks, which we could use to trade around. All right. I do want to quickly put Sammy Landry on my board before I forget. So let's go to the right outside linebackers and put him in there. So favorites. We've got him up to 95%. He's got D block shedding. Really good physicals. He looks like a good player. A zone coverage is pretty cool. Let's go to favorites and then go to tight ends. So we've got these guys to 90%. We couldn't figure out... Oh, elite speed for Matthew Harrington. Yeah, I'm definitely taking these guys. I'm definitely taking Matthew Harrington, that's for sure. And then Dakota Turner. Doesn't look as good, but still looks pretty good. Matthew Harrington is definitely an option, and Sammy Landry is definitely an option. Dakota Turner, if he's there, I'll take him. Maybe. I say that and then I pass up on him. But we're definitely taking Harrington, that is for sure. We're starting the NFL draft. Start drafting. Gotta pause it. All right. So the number 1 overall pick will be Steven Pitts, quarterback out of Clemson. The next Trevor Lawrence, maybe. Tommy Hurst goes. Donovan Gibson goes. Clarence Clark. Oops, I didn't mean to resume the draft. Let's take a look at the draft board, see where those 2 tight ends are supposed to go. So right now, The first tight end, the one that I'm more interested in, Harrington, is projected to go... He's 28th on the board right now. So that fits perfectly with what we're looking for because we have a pick before that, right? We have like pick 18 or something, pick 19. So that's good. Johnny Riddick, Martin Coleman, Quandre Sawyer, Vince Graff. I really don't think this draft class is that great. They didn't. The overalls might surprise me, and there might be a couple 80s in here, but from what I saw with the ratings, they didn't look that great. Dylan McPhee, Dom Baldwin, Travis Pleasant, and now we can take our tight end. That tight end looks really, really good. So let's go to the favorites. Let's look at Matthew Harrington. He's the one that I want, right? He's the really super good tight end. Yeah, he's got elite speed, elite strength. Yeah, Matthew Harrington looks really, really good, especially with that speed. So Matthew Harrington's going to be my pick. Draft him. Hidden development, he's got 87 speed for a tight end, which is amazing. 85 change of direction, 87 agility, 88 excel. Yeah, Matthew Harrington's definitely going to be the backup to Pat Freiermuth. Maybe even take over for him when Pat Freiermuth needs a contract. Now, we could go back-to-back tight ends, or we could trade this pick, because remember, that linebacker doesn't go until the second round at least, which we could use our third round, or our 31st overall pick to take him, which I might do. I think I'm going to trade this pick. We need to get a first-round pick next year back, guaranteed. I don't think people are going to be offering us 2 first-round picks. But we are getting a few first-round picks for next year. Let's see. What's the best value? The best value is probably going to be... The Chiefs are offering me a first next year and a second next year. That's good value. Chiefs might be the move. The Chiefs might be the move because as of right now, I'm not seeing anything else with a first-round pick that I really like. Although, I mean, that's just a 7th-round pick this year. That's not really that big of a difference. So I think the Chiefs are going to be the option here. I don't see anything else that I'm really intrigued by. 2 first-round pick and a second-round pick, both from next year. Yeah, I'm doing that. Thank you, Kansas City, for that. If they take the tight end, it's not a big deal. That tight end doesn't look as good. He's really big. He's 6'5", but it's not the end of the world if he goes. We got our guy. And now I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that linebacker. Forget his name. Dakota Turner's not gonna go yet. I'm gonna take Sammy Landry. I know it says second round to third round projection, but I want to get him now. He's hidden development, 83 speed, 91 excel, 91 agility. Sammy Landry could be a good player for us. Plus hidden development's always good. So now we have to go until pick 20 in the second round, where I probably draft that other tight end, unless he goes in the second round somewhere, which is a full possibility. Wilford, Bill Porter, Derek Bates. I haven't seen him go yet, but that doesn't mean he won't before we get up. There he goes. He goes to the Steelers. Dakota Turner, taken. Okay, that's not a big deal. I think we got our guy, and I think he's going to be better. So, is there anybody in the second round that I need to take, or can I just trade all these picks away? Because that's certainly a possibility. Ray Ramsey, maybe just for wide receiver depth. He's a deep threat, doesn't have great speed. We could use wide receiver depth, but a second round pick, is that really the best option? Clyde Dukes. Clyde Dukes has C awareness. You know what? Clyde Dukes. Let's take Clyde Dukes. Oh, hidden development for Clyde. 87 speed, 88 excel, 87 change of direction. Okay. Okay, Clyde. I see you out here. That's a pretty solid pick. I didn't even know anything about him until just now. I'd say that's a pretty solid pick. Now we've got another wide receiver, but he looks trash. Joey Fernandez, pass protecting right tackle. Not great physicals, not a good player. Not a good player. I think we're getting to the point where whatever talent in this draft class was there is probably all gone now. pass coverage linebacker. He's got poor jumping, but great speed. Poor jumping doesn't really matter for a linebacker too much. He doesn't look that good. I'm not wasting a pick on him. I'm probably just going to trade the rest of these picks because I don't think there's anybody else that is worth drafting. Maybe this guy, Miles Spicer. Ooh, hello. Ooh, okay, I was wrong. Miles Spicer, only normal development, but he's got some good skills. He's got what could be a good player. 84 excel and 78 jumping. 74 agility is pretty good too. Not hidden development, but he could be a really good player. I'm not mad at that at all. Those are some good stats. And now we're probably at the point where we just trade the rest of these picks. So I'm going to see you guys at the draft recap when we take a look at our draft picks. Yeah, I'll see you guys then. Okay, here we are at draft recap. Our first round pick, Matthew Harrington, ends up being our first round pick. Ends up being a 74 overall, but he's got hidden development. He's got backup anyway, so it's not a big deal. Sammy Landry ends up being a 71, but he's also got hidden development. Clyde Dukes is a 72. He's got hidden development. He's going to be a good backup for us. Miles Spicer only has normal development, but we've got, what's his face? I forget his name. The left guard. You know who we have. I forget his name right now. I'm blanking on his name. And I also drafted this guy, Alex Keys. He has 90 speed, 88 excel. So, I mean, he's a good fast receiver. He's got normal development. It's not a big deal. Let's take a look at the rest of the draft. It couldn't have been that great of a class. No, the highest overall player was a second-round pick, 77 overall. Yeah, this class was not good at all. I told you guys I didn't have a good feeling about this class. Where's the number 1 overall pick? The number 1 overall pick ends up being a 74 quarterback. Wow. That is a yikeskis. That is a big yikeskis from the Rams there. Their future quarterback is a 74 overall. All right. Well, we go into season number 8. 3 more years. 3 more years. Made it to 3 Super Bowls out of 4. I think we can do it. I think we can do it this year. We're going to have to pay some big-time money. Micah Parsons, Jameson Williams both need contracts in this next episode. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a massive one. Stick around and don't miss out. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching this one. Sucks how we lost in the Super Bowl, but it is what it is. We played a really good Seahawks team who we end up playing in preseason week 1. So nice little Super Bowl rematch. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.